Why legalize cannabis? It's a multi-trillion-dollar crop, billions of lives changed, millions of jobs created, thousands of applications, hundreds of diseases to cure. Just one plant. There is a lot of corruption, misinformation, and manipulation involved in the prohibition of the cannabis plant. An indigenous plant which our own Vedas had identified as being one of the most sacred plants to have existed and originated on the Indian subcontinent. A medicinal plant that are Ayurvedic and Siddha systems of healing used in most medical portions to treat hundreds of diseases for thousands of years. A healing plant used by many healers and tribal shamans to clean up the human spirit. A Vedic plant that is believed that in it resides the energies of the Brahma, Vishnu and the Shiva. A tantric plant that is believed that in it resides the spirit of the Divine Mother, Shakti. A sacred plant that is considered to be a prasad, a holy gift and immensely used in many groups of Shaivism. A joyous plant that is used in many national festivals across India, responsible for bringing joy and positivity in all the different sectors of Indian society. A safe plant that has harmed no one throughout the human history and only produced a better and healthier humans who used it respectfully. But due to the external pressure from the Western governments and international treaties, the Indian government of 1985 gave in and sacrificed our religious, our medicinal and our indigenous Ganjic culture by forcing a dreadful prohibition into our lives for any use associated with this plant. These days, people across the world have taken specialized medical extracts called the cannabis oil, or one of the higher concentrated forms of this oil is called the RSO, the Rick Simpson oil, a collection of all of the compounds and the resins from the indica variety of the flowers of cannabis, and proven that this miraculous medical plant can prevent, control and cure hundreds of diseases like cancers, HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, cardiovascular diseases, muscular disorders, neurological disorders, mental disorders, metabolic disorders, skin disorders, acute and chronic pain, infections, immunostimulation, detoxification, rejuvenation of all the vital parts of the body, anti-stress, anti-aging, etc. And yet no one wants to question its illegality. Not the politicians, not the scientists, not the hospitals, not the doctors. No one wants to question its illegality or come forward to change the laws. Not just the medicinal benefits of the plant, but we can replace over thousands of products that we are currently using in the society that has an entire chain of ecological damages from its extraction, from its processing, from its manufacturing, from its transportation, from its consumption, from its disposal and to recycling. We can convert this entire ecologically damaging chain of products that we are creating into an eco-friendly, biodegradable, from a renewable alternative. Back in 1938 itself, Indian hemp, cannabis, was called a $1 billion crop in the United States of America. But in the times that we live in, it's not all about the money or the economy. Cannabis is the key to our better future and most essential for our survival of our species, our fellow earthlings, and the harmony of the entire planetary atmosphere. This super crop has the power to rejuvenate the entire society with its environmental benefits, medicinal cures to the sick and suffering, industrial bioproducts, safer and natural relaxants and stimulants to the mind, economic prosperity for billions of people, better people with new human spirit and harmonious consciousness that is in tune with nature. And lastly, a cleaner future without producing any further environmental damages. It can efficiently replace all of our needs, like it can produce cannabis furnitures, cannabis papers, cannabis textiles, cannabis energy sources, cannabis fuels, cannabis plastics, cannabis homes, cannabis foods, cannabis nutrition and essential supplements, cannabis medicines, cannabis cosmetics, and finally, one thing that the plant is most famous for, the cannabis consciousness altering substances through its relaxants and the stimulants, the indica and the sativa, for the body and for the mind. We can replace all of it using this magnificent plant. The Great Legalization Movement India believes that it is time to inform our leaders and also our people about the real history of the plant and its amazing benefits in the field of medicines, bioindustries, agriculture, and economy, while allowing this new setup to protect our ecology, environment, and dying natural resources. Only then can it be possible to bring cannabis back into our society, to end deforestation that is happening for wood and paper, to reverse air pollution and stop any further water and soil pollution, for the most needed medicine to help heal millions of suffering patients, to recreate thousands of industrial applications which will be clean to produce, safe to use and dispose, to establish bioproduct industries across the nation, to create millions of new jobs across rural India, to protect constitutional rights of people and uphold their freedom and liberty to use a plant, to add a new $1 trillion crop to Indian GDP, to revive the agricultural economy and help nearly 500 million people who are still in the agricultural sector, to end petrochemical culture and introduce a world of biofuels and bioplastics, to create a safer future with 100% biodegradable, eco-friendly products from renewable planetary resource without causing any harm to nature. There are many wonderful reasons why this plant needs to be set free. Do you have a reason why it should remain prohibited? Why legalize cannabis? You still might be wondering. To protect